all the kids plant, all the kids harvest, volunteers take care of it over the summer. We donate food to the food pantry over the summer, and then we try, depending, it changes a little bit every year, but we try to grow as much that we can use in fall. We have a big school, it's evolved over the years, but we have a big school harvest dinner. We provide as much food as possible to that dinner as well. We started the garden in 2007, and then we had thought about doing composting. We could always use whatever we can make here. Yeah. We switched to a zero waste lunchroom. We went back to the way it used to be with the dishwasher. We bought a dishwasher. We bought trays. We bought silverware. We bought all the reusables. So that because schools had gone to this stock, sort of like trying to be better, but like buying compostable trays. Well, no compostable tray is compostable in any facility that is accessible to anybody. Still a waste. You're still buying it, you're still throwing it away, it's still landfill. Okay. So clean fruits and vegetables. No plastics, so greens and browns. Greens are all your vegetables and your fruits and your leaves until they dry out. Okay. And then they become browns and they're dry. Water. You need air. Landfills, why things don't break down. But they're there forever because there's no water and there's no air. It's so compacted that it will never break down. Huge 3-bin open system, but just wooden bins with slats that remove for the front, so they can be high or they can be low. We have one working bin, one resting bin, and then one bin that we use to collect browns. Okay. Because we can't do just the fruits and vegetables. You need your brown materials. What ours has become a vehicle for teaching. Common Core with our middle schools going to International Baccalaureate. Just a lot of talk about integration, and cross discipline integration of studies. So education has been very informal, and we've started to sort of, once you start, it just sort of surrounds them. Have them walk by the bin sometimes and say, everybody walk by, don't say anything, and just come back and we talk about what did you see in there? And we talk about, applesauce containers? Do you think, sometimes not on purpose, but sometimes you drop them in the bin by mistake. Like, can I make plant food out of plastic? It's just been part of the whole lesson all along. The green team will rake leaves all around we have student green team volunteers. They sign up to be on it, and they rake enough just from the property here and we just throw them all in that bin, and so they sit outside over winter and they break down and they turn, they start to compost on their own. But so that's always available. So whenever they throw in like a whole layer of lunchroom waste each day, that they would then, get a few, handfuls or shovelfuls or pitchforks full of the leaves and just kind of keep covering it up. Because this last summer we grew about 500 pounds of produce. Each class comes out for about half an hour, and I just make up something to talk about, and because there's an endless source. So many times my topic has been, there's no garbage in nature. So how many do you have garbage? How many do you have one in every room? Where do you have garbage? Okay, so we're like, look around our food. Like in nature, think about this now. You tell your parents that when you go home for dinner tonight, you can just kind of say this, and everybody's going to be like, oh, why would farmers and gardeners use chemicals? So we don't use any chemicals, right? But what would they use them for? Well, they use it to feed their plants. Well, we don't need that because you are all making plant food every day with your lunches. You are making plant food. Kindergarten classes, even in the cold and the rain last week, we went out and they planted a whole spring salad, and so they were studying the compost. We took shovelfuls of compost and they're looking for what can they see in there, worms. So we have always, every year, we plant in spring, we harvest in fall. Well, it's actually the opposite in school year. They harvest first and then they plant. But we have a second grade teacher. She's available this morning. I thought kids make compost in their classroom. We tell them, and it's part of our lesson. So one of the things we always talk about is what's an organic garden? Why is it organic? What makes it organic? Right. We had a student who had disabilities at the time. We didn't have a place where it was comfortable for her to join in with the planting that everybody's doing. So we used the money to add a raised bed. High, so you're standing, or you can put a walker or something up to the edge of it. We put it near the sidewalk so it was accessible. Bring them out there with a bucket of compost, and they will spend half an hour looking at the roly-polies and the worms, and they'll just be screaming. Our goal was to help our garden, but then also cut down on our landfill waste. So we encourage in nature. Everything becomes food or nourishment, or every waste product becomes part of a cycle. Some sort of cycle out there. So, in a teaspoon, there are thousands of microorganisms, things you can see and things you cannot see. In this teaspoon, there are this many thousands. Things